Looking for indoor adventure for the kids while you're in Roanoke?
Stay tuned and we'll tell you all about it. Hey there, it's Hal Cone.
And Chris Cone with Cone Realty Group.
If this is your first time to our channel and you haven't clicked that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified each and every time we release a new video about living, working, and playing in a little bit of real estate here in the Roanoke Valley, then make sure you do yourself a favor and do that right now.
That's right, and if you're thinking about moving to or within Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, or surrounding areas, please give us a call. We would love to answer any questions you may have and just have a conversation to see how we can help. You can call us, text us, or email us.
So today you're in for a treat. We are here at Pop's Ice Cream and Soda Bar in the Grandin Village, and we are so excited that they hosted us today. We even had to make sure that we actually ordered something yummy before we even got finished. You know how I'm about food.
That's right.
I get to eat while I'm filming. How cool is that? Man,
cheers.
I am. That is awesome.
Yeah, when you said that you're in for a treat, you really are. I mean, literally speaking, today we're gonna talk about all the fun things you can do with your kids and those indoor adventures, and whether you're traveling here or summer's coming up, so that would be super fun to just grab the kids and go have some indoor adventures when it's sweltering hot outside.
Absolutely, yeah, that's what I was saying to say. So we are preparing you guys for summer activities, right? Because we just realized school for us, that we've got like 4 weeks left of school. I don't know where you guys are in the process of school year, but it's gonna be here before we know it.
Yeah, and I will say ice cream is good all year long. You all know that. But it goes beyond ice cream, so we'll dive into that. But let's enjoy. This is a lime Ricky, which I've never heard of before, but it's using their authentic soda bar and soda fountain right there.
Yeah.
And what did you get?
I don't remember.
You don't, it's a sundae.
It's a sundae, yeah, but it's got a special name. But it's got strawberry ice cream. It's got bananas on top, chocolate syrup, and then also, as you can see, cherry and whipped cream on top. So you can't beat that. So business is hopping here at Pop's today, as you can see in the background. But we just want to give you kind of the intel, the skinny here on Pop's proper, because we're going to start talking about desserts. Because, you know, kids in general, what do they want?
Oh my gosh, sweets, candy, dessert, let's do it. They want desserts before dinner, right?
Yep.
At least our kids do.
All the time.
That's a great fun adventure you can have. And there's so many dessert spots here.
There are.
Very kid friendly. Let's talk about Pops, since they were so hospitable to have us here.
And gracious, yes, thank you so much, Pops.
Yeah, so they have a wide variety of ice cream, sodas, sundaes, floats, you name it. But what I really like is their grilled cheese menu. They have a complete grilled cheese menu with their signature tomato bisque soup, which sounds perfect. Even for a rainy day, that sounds really good.
I could definitely see that. And today I got the smoked Gouda and pimento cheese, grilled cheese. Yum. And guess what? They even served it with a smile.
Literally a smile. It came with a little potato pancake thing. A potato, what was it? A potato...
It was a smiling face potato.
Oh, a hash brown. It's potato hash brown with a smile imprinted on it. So it was so sweet. And popcorn. Homemade popcorn that's seasoned. So that's great. So be sure that you check out Pops. It's right here in the Grandin area. And there's so much that you can walk to from right here. You can go to the Grandin Theater. There's a playground just across the street.
Over at the elementary school.
Yeah, and then there's Tarpley Park right down the road. So Grandin Village is a great spot for kids. But while we're on the topic of desserts, let's talk about Hang Ten. That's a neat spot.
Yeah, Hang Ten's not too far from here. So if you could do, actually in this area, you could do a dessert crawl, right?
That's a good one, yeah.
So you could eat at Pop's, and then you'll be like, oh, let me go try out a dessert over at Hang Ten, which is in Wasena.
Right, and that's adjacent to the Greenway, so you can walk it all off. But, but it is authentic Hawaiian shaved ice with 25 tropical flavors. And one thing that I love is their Dole soft serve, which is really good because it's vegan. It's also lactose free, dairy free, gluten free. So if you're looking for a place where you can still enjoy some sweet deliciousness,
yes, there you go.
but you can't have some of those because of your allergies, then hey, try that out.
Yeah, that's a great, and then once you're done there, you can actually walk down the Greenway to another park. Actually, Smith Park's right there. So walk off that sugar, and then come back for round 2.
Right, or you could keep going, and Blue Cow ice cream is at the end of at one end
so
of
true.
the greenway.
Yes, that's right. Everyone, yes.
And I always get their blueberry goat cheese ice cream.
Ooh,
Really wonderful.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So sweet and savory.
Yes, yeah. I think that's what I like.
Yeah.
So heading over to Salem, you've got the Salem Ice Cream Parlor. Pretty
Seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, ice cream. It's always good for kids. But it's kind of quintessential ice cream parlor, kind of like this, but a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And one fun thing to do there is you could walk right down to the duck pond.
Yes.
And feed the ducks, right?
Yeah, make sure you buy the actual food at the duck pond though, because what they sell across the street at the convenience store is not as good and healthy. They don't like that as much. So if you want to see the fish and the ducks eat, make sure you get the actual food there at the park.
Right, and the duck pond, it's called Lake Spring Park. We just all locally call it the duck pond. But it's a beautiful walk. There's weeping willows lining the sidewalk. People go there on their lunch breaks, and just kids are always there, just enjoying the atmosphere. It's really nice. Let's talk too about in Salem, there's a place that's really special and sought after. It's called Corbin's, right downtown. Now this is gluten-free, peanut-free, tree nut-free, and all their baked goods are baked in a 100% safe kitchen.
Wow.
Okay, and then heading back over to downtown, there's Sweets by Shanice, which
We're talking about downtown Roanoke. So from close to downtown Salem, you're going to go back to Roanoke proper, downtown.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, and you're going to see Sweets by Shanice.
Yes, and really interesting. They do custom orders, but one of the more fun things that they have too on the menu that's relatively new are these crazy milkshakes. They're milkshakes with either like a cookie on top, or they may have toppings all around, but a cookie on top, or a cupcake, or even a slice of cheesecake in it. So
wow.
It's like a dessert within a dessert within a dessert.
Yes, I see it on social media, and I have not made it there yet, but I'll give you my seal of approval once I actually have one. How's that sound?
All right, y'all, I'm actually inside of an old-timey phone booth that really works. When I pick up this red phone, it's going to dial somebody at the bar. But before that, I wanted you to know that this is just one of the attractions that they have. They have a whole bookshelf of board games and old school games that you can play with while you hang out and have some delicious ice cream. So let's see if someone's here to take my order. Hi, Pops. We'd like to order some indoor playground fun. All right, well, I'm coming on out. Let's talk about it. Let's go see what we can do with indoor playground fun in the Roanoke Valley.
All right, so let's start off with River Rock Climbing Gym.
Oh yeah, that is a great activity. So that's right in the heart of Wasena, and it is a kid-friendly gym where you can go rock climbing at various levels and test your adventure, right?
There you go, yep. So, and they actually have a parents' night out as well, so you can drop the kids off.
Yeah.
They can go over there and rock climb while you go out and have some adult time to yourselves.
I love that idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's so much around there too. You can go have dinner or just walk around or get some ice cream of your own, right?
That's right, yeah. You go to Wasena Tap Room, you can go to Hang 10, and you can also go to Green Goat that are right there by the rock climbing gym.
Right, and they also have summer camps as well as a youth club. So this is for adults and youth, but they have a lot of tailored events to that. So that's really nice. And birthday parties, don't forget that. That would be a great place for a birthday party.
It would be. They'll burn off some energy for sure.
Yeah, have you ever been rock climbing?
I think I've tried on the kid walls before, and guess what? I did not do so well. I was like, oh, this is nothing. But sure enough, yeah, it's something.
All right.
Those of you who are rock climbers, I give you props. Good job.
Yes, belay. So let's jump over to the trampoline park that is in Salem.
Yeah,
that's a lot of
launching
fun.
pad,
Yes.
right? Yeah, launching pad trampoline park in Salem, and they have expanded since the last birthday party I went to there with one of my children. So they've got a jousting area now.
Trampolines, dodgeball. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They even have an American Ninja Warrior course.
What?
I know.
I have to go check it out. Make sure I don't get hurt in the process. So.
And like you mentioned, they offer a lot of birthday parties. And y'all, this space is massive. I mean, they have a huge arcade center. That reminds me of Chuck E. Cheese. There's Chuck E. Cheese too, but there's a huge arcade center that's there along with this trampoline park. And if you you want the kids to sleep well, just take them there. I mean, they will be running and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing for hours.
They will, absolutely.
So let's also talk about some skate centers. There's roller skating and inline skating you can do indoors in case it's too hot or too cold or the weather's not quite right. Or hey, you just want to go skating. My kids like that a lot.
It's nostalgic for us adults, right?
True. And the music too, right? Just like at the bowling alley.
Yep, remember the speed skating and the agilities through the cones. They still do some of that.
And they have a black light, which is really fun. Oh, and the sock race, the sock race.
Yep. And then they actually have an indoor not gymnasium, but
a play zone. Yeah,
that's it.
And that's really neat. They have like cargo nets, and you can go up ladders and
slides
swings and yeah, it's like a giant indoor playground on steroids.
Yes.
They also have laser tag, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love laser tag. And then arcades there as well. And they do a lot of group parties, birthday parties, church groups, daycares. In the summer, they do a lot of business too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And they also partner with schools to do some fundraising events if you need to do that, or field trips.
There you go. And then if you're looking for some of the other traditional things, we do have bowling, we do have movie theaters, and right around the corner from here at Pops, where we are today, there's the Grandin Theater. So gotta make sure you check that out.
Right, that's our historic movie theater. There is just not very many of these left. Beautiful marquee, gorgeous architecture on the inside, and they play films that are first release as well as some specialty films and some kid classics too, which is a lot of fun. When is the last time you played with a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head?
It has been a while for me. Oh, there we go. We got one that was already kind of put together, but we're still at Pops, and they have indoor entertainment as well. So you've got games, you got Potato Head. So these are things that you can learn through play, right? Right.
Sorry, I was still focused on this guy and trying to figure out exactly how to make my mermaid look beautiful. I think we're missing a nose, but I'll look for that. Anyways.
Do mermaids have noses?
Yes,
okay.
Of course. So we're talking about learning through play and still in those indoor facilities. And again, we're just scratching the surface of all the fun things there are to do if you're a kid in the Roanoke Valley. So let's start with one of my favorite spots, and we just went to this, the Virginia Museum of Transportation. It's a really great spot because you can see model trains, but also life-size, ginormous like locomotives, and even go in there.
Yes, you can. You can pretend like you're an engineer, and you can go in the cars, you can go in the actual, the engines, and super cool. And so you can see all things planes, trains, and automobiles there. It's super interactive, and the display of the model train, it's like 5 levels over like half of one of the rooms. It's pretty impressive and incredible.
It is, yeah, and their car display is really incredible too. You can. This is good for kids of all ages. Let's just be real. But the Virginia Museum of Transportation, wonderful spot. We highly recommend it. We have a whole video on museums that you can check out. So if you want more information on that one and some of the other ones we're going to talk about, then certainly check that out. But let's move over to Center in the Square. And this is a massive complex that houses a lot of attractions, again for kids of all ages, but it's really geared towards children for most of the exhibits.
Yeah. However, talking about the Roanoke Pinball Museum, they're talking about teens and tweens, right? I think there's 40 some odd vintage like pinball machines in there, so you can pay and play, and it's great for teens and tweens.
And date nights. We did that on a date night.
Oh, we did. That's right. Yes, we did.
Yeah, that was fun. They have the Arts Council here, Mill Mountain Theater here, an art museum, African American museum, history museum, science museum. All kinds of stuff.
Gracious,
and in the lobby is an 8,000 gallon aquarium. And then on top, if you go up to the roof, there's this gorgeous roof garden, and it's the best place to see the skyline of the whole downtown Roanoke Valley, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's really pretty. But they have a parakeet exhibit too, and so that's brand new, really fun place to take the kids.
Well, and don't forget about the main attraction there, at least where our kids always like to go, is Kids Square proper, which is like a mini village, right?
Yes, it is. Kids Square is so much fun. It is a massive space just for kids that's built to kind of be a replica of a town.
Yeah.
So they can go into the dentist office and be the dentist. They can go into Kroger, and these are all sponsored by local businesses. So you could go to the bank. You could take your little scooter car down the little pretend road and go to the vet's office and be the vet and check them in and check out the animals. So numerous exhibits for kids. They even have the dig pit, what's it called? I think it's called the dig pit.
Dig pit, yeah.
And it's like a construction themed, but it is so popular. And they have this play space where it looks like you're in the forest, and there's a playground throughout. It's a great space for kids, and I always want to play in there too because it's a lot of fun.
And they used to do annual memberships where you get like you can go as many times as you want for a set price. So
yes.
Make sure you look into that.
Yeah, and Science Museum is an excellent place to take children as well. They have interactive exhibits, as you can imagine, and we just went on a field trip recently, and it was definitely worth the time. It was a lot of fun. Again, all of this is in center of in the square, which is in downtown Roanoke.
That's right.
And then the last thing that we'll talk about, but there's many more.
All right, so the other spot downtown Roanoke we want to talk about that you can find because of the unique architecture is going to be the Taubman Museum of Art.
A beautiful spot. They have rotating and permanent exhibits, and you're going to really get a sampling of amazing works of art right there in the heart of downtown Roanoke. And they have a whole center that's just for kids called Art Venture, and you can go in there and do all kinds of interactive things, whether it's dress up or play with Legos or
Put on a play.
That's
do drawings.
Right. So performing and visual arts.
Yep.
And you could just spend the whole day in there just creating. It's a creating space.
I would
Maybe that's how
definitely
you would
agree.
say it.
Yeah.
And they have art classes, of course, and workshops, and it's just amazing. It's an 81,000 square foot museum that showcases over 2,000 works of art. All right, I think I finally got my Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head together.
Yay,
So,
well done. It's got
yeah.
a mermaid part of those extra parts that I haven't seen before whenever I was a kid.
That's right.
They're so much more awesome, I guess, today than they were.
That's right.
That was already put together, so I didn't do that. But, you know, if you want to say a special thanks to Brandon, Anna, and Jennifer for hosting us at Pops today.
We've had a lot of fun, and hope you get into a lot of fun adventures, indoor and outdoor, when you're here in Roanoke.